bail, which constitutes false imprisonment. The release also states this alleged crime is not connected to the ongoing search for missing 9-year-old Melody Buzzard.
I have been waiting for this moment. When was the arrest going to happen? The only surprise is the charge.
Ashley Banfield, host of Banfield on News Nation, has been covering this case extensively.
I am completely confounded by the fact that they are insisting that this arrest is unrelated to missing Melody Buzzard, and yet they can't give details about this arrest. This part makes no sense, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Ashley Buzzard has been uncooperative with police since October 14th, when a school administrator reported Melody's prolonged absence. Investigators searched her home, but there was no sign of the girl. Since then, detectives found surveillance from October 7th when Ashley and Melody were wearing wigs and got into a rental car to drive across country, but only Ashley returned to California. Then she was seen tearing down missing person signs with her daughter's picture, and now moving boxes.
Moving boxes usually means one thing: someone's moving. And maybe they feared at this point, if they didn't move in on her, they'd lose her forever. And perhaps that's what led to this arrest.
Legal analyst Allison Treasel says detectives likely want to keep Ashley in custody while the investigation continues.
Essentially, they don't feel they have a strong enough case to charge her with murder yet. They don't have a body. They don't have a crime scene. They don't have a murder weapon. And for all they know, this child could still be somewhere safely, and they just can't locate her.
The sheriff's department says detectives remain fully focused on finding Melody and confirming her safety. We'll have the latest information on today's arrest coming up in a live report from Lompoc today on the KTLA 5 News at 5.
Now at 4, a naked intruder is shot and killed during a Studio City home break-in after being confronted by an armed Vietnam veteran who lived next door. This all happened around 7 this morning at an apartment complex near Tujunga Avenue and Sarah Street.
Witnesses heard screams before shots rang out. KTLA's Alina Abovian is live at the scene with more. Hi, Alina.
Hi, guys. Well, so many questions here. We don't know why this guy was naked. We don't know if he was a transient, but he was in this area. And according to neighbors, they haven't really seen him before. He tried trespassing to the property right here behind us, but he was met with an armed resident. It's the moment gunshots ring out. Multiple fatal shots fired at a naked intruder who allegedly trespassed to this property, attacking a 79-year-old resident.
The suspect approaches the 79-year-old and body slams him on the ground.
The victim, who is a Vietnam War veteran, suffered 2 broken legs and was taken to the hospital. He initially confronted the naked man, alerting him he was armed.
Their gate was open, so I think he just kind of walked over there and went into their gate. And she was telling him to get out, go away.
Neighbors telling KTLA the naked man does not live in the area.
He drove from over there, got out of this car.
They say he drove here in this gray Prius, parked the car, and proceeded to walk around the neighborhood without any clothes on, as seen in this surveillance video. It all happened around 7 Friday morning along the 4,000 block of Tujunga in Studio City.
It's crazy. This is a really safe neighborhood. There's lots of families and working professionals. So it's crazy that something like this would even happen.
Now, as for the elderly man, the victim in this case, we're told taken to the hospital and is now in stable condition. In Studio City, I'm Alina Abovian, KTLA 5 News.
Meantime, Democrats have scaled back their demands for ending the government shutdown. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said Democrats would do so in exchange for a 1-year extension of Affordable Care Act health subsidies. Those subsidies are set to expire soon and will raise health care premiums for millions of Americans. However, the proposal appears dead on arrival. Speaker Mike Johnson has refused to even allow a vote on the House floor. Also, Senate Majority Leader John Thune said Republicans won't negotiate the Democratic proposal to end the subsidies, extend the subsidies rather, until the government reopens.
And the number of flights canceled or delayed across the U.S. is skyrocketing after the FAA scaled back air traffic at 40 of the busiest airports in the country. This is a live look at LAX, where more than 50 flights were canceled today. Around 70 were delayed leaving the airport, another 70 coming in because of the cutbacks. And the cancellations are caused by the government shutdown, now the longest in U.S. history, as air traffic controllers are forced to work without pay. That's along with hundreds of thousands of other federal employees working without pay.
Estimated 1,400 flights canceled nationwide today, and many more will be canceled in the coming days. KTL's Jillian Smuckler is live at LAX, where passengers are paying the price. Jillian.
Hi, John. Yeah, if you're someone who typically flies in or out of LAX, it's always a little bit kind of stressful, right? It's very packed, it's kind of hectic, but today the energy is a bit different. People showing up here, they're really worried, they're holding their breath, hopeful that their flight doesn't have any disruptions and that they're the lucky ones. Chaos and confusion for travelers at LAX today as they wait to find out if their flight will take off as planned.
I saw a lot of sad faces and people worried about their flight, so I can feel it in the air.
The federal government shutdown is triggering major nationwide flight cuts weeks before the busy holiday travel season.
I'm just testing my luck on this one. That's why I'm checking in early to see what happens. If not, I'm just going to go back home. I missed the trip.
The FAA is cutting air traffic by 4%, and that number will go up to 10% if the shutdown continues.
I'm trying to get people where they want to go and get them there safely. We have to take unprecedented action. It's because we are in an unprecedented situation with a shutdown.
They say these reductions are necessary to keep the skies safe as unpaid air traffic controllers face fatigue and staffing shortages.
The ones that are working are overworked, they're a little bit tired, and they're not getting a break. And, frankly, if I was not getting paid, I'd be worried about that.
40 major airports are impacted by the cuts, and that includes here at home.
When I got to the gate, they rebooked my flight. I had one from LA to San Francisco, from San Francisco to Reno. So I just went and waited in my car for 4 hours.
California is one of the states being hit the hardest. At LAX, more than 50 flights were canceled today. We're seeing similar disruptions at SFO, San Diego, Oakland, and Ontario.
At this point, since, again, we've been traveling the last day and a half, as long as we get on the flight, we're good.
So far, more than 1,400 flights nationwide are canceled. 20,000 are delayed.
I heard this was happening. I was supposed to fly in 3 days. I said, okay, I'm going to get a new one because I wasn't able to get a refund, so I just had to pay extra. I have a lot of flights ahead, so I don't want to miss any of my flights.
In total, aviation analysts estimate the shutdown-related cuts could impact 1,800 flights and more than 260,000 passengers a day nationwide. This includes up to 72 canceled flights per day at LAX alone.
Tired of this shutdown, and I have a feeling it's going to end soon.
If your flight is canceled, well, airlines must rebook you for free or refund your fare, even on non-refundable tickets. But officials warn more cuts are coming, and flights may disappear with little notice. And if you are coming to LAX, they say continue to check your flight status constantly and also early, because a lot of these flights can be canceled with little to no notice. And also, if you're flying international, the good news is it's really not going to impact you, at least for right now. Reporting live at LAX, Jillian Smuckler, KTLA 5 News.
Thanks, Jillian. Developing news now. Just a short time ago, a federal appeals court denied a last-minute bid by the Trump administration to temporarily halt funding SNAP benefits during the government shutdown. That means for now, the administration must still follow the orders of a lower court, which required the government to release those funds. The appeal was filed in response to a lawsuit brought by several states, including California. Here in LA, local food banks are being inundated with requests for food donations.
We know that between last Thursday and last Sunday, our 211 system saw an increase in call volume of almost 500%, with the assistance for food being overtaking housing and being the #1 reason people were calling. Our own system, when we called out to some of our partners, we're reporting double the people in their distribution lines and 3 times the number of people signing up as new clients.
Orange County food bank officials recommend calling 211 to find the closest pantry to where you live or work. They're also in need of donations and volunteers.
The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department impounded several vehicles used in street takeover Saturday night after the Dodgers won the World Series. Authorities say thousands of Dodgers fans flooded the streets of Los Angeles after the big win, and multiple drivers were filmed blocking intersections, performing burnouts and donuts dangerously close to other cars and pedestrians. Deputies have tracked down and impounded at least 5 cars so far, and they say they've identified several more vehicles they're planning to seize to prevent future street takeovers. All right, we've got more coming up on the news at 4.
Hi, Goldberg has your forecast. Hey, Kai.
Hey, John, Sam, happy Friday.
Hi, everybody. A beautiful afternoon in Southern California.